Hey friends, happy Monday. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Chocatour. Once you hop on tonight's live, or you hop on the live at a later date, please feel free to say hi in the comments and tell me where you are watching from. I'm going to check my audio really quick. Yep, it's working. Okie doke. I do want to let you know I'm live in 2 locations this evening, so if you hear me refer to a comment that is not in your feed, that person is probably watching on a different platform. And at any time during this project, if you like what you see and you think others should see it, or you just want to help out my channel, please feel free to spread the craft love all over Facebook and YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that heart button, subscribe, follow, do all the things. Not only does that help me, but that also helps you. If you like things or thumbs up things, that tells the algorithm that you like that kind of content. Therefore, it will start pushing out more content like that to your feed. So it helps both of us, and I greatly appreciate it. And as always, tag your crafty friends and invite them to watch along with you. And as people hop on, I will say hello in the comments, but for right now, we'll go ahead and flip the camera and get started. Whoops. Let's try that again. Oops, that might not work. Okay, let's go back to here. Okay. I think I need to shut a few things down. Okay, I need to turn this one off. Hopefully that'll work. Whoops. There we go. I was playing around with some things earlier and kind of mussed up a few things. Okay, so you will see to your right, to my right, there are some of this month's promos are scrolling through that. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So be checking on those. Sorry, I was just getting a quick drink. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. He says he was late, but that's okay. I was late myself. I looked at the time and I'm like, oh no, it's time to go. And there is a new promo that I have not put up. there is a love heart bundle that you can get for free if you sign up to be a Perks member, I believe is the promo. You can also purchase the promo. So if you go to my chalk site, you will see all of that information. So tonight we're going to be using the family, Groovy Family. So if you remember, I should probably pull it out because I'll need it. You remember a few months ago, we made this. So this was the Groovy Home. Super cute. Love the font, love the florals. I did it on a 16 by 20 canvas panel. So this is its counterpart. So this one is called Groovy Family. It's also a 12 by 18. And I just have a piece of scrap wood that I faux stained with Waverly. Gosh, my brain and my mouth are not connected. I used Waverly Antique Wax to faux stain it, and then I did my white distress paint. Hello, Miss Benita. She says, good evening. She loves the transfer. Can't wait to see what you're doing with it. Well, I can't wait to see what I'm doing with it either, because I don't know yet. Part of me wants to do just one color, but part of me really likes, all of this color. So I don't know. I'm torn. So I guess I could make them match. I used ash and that's probably meadow, pesto, lagoon, cabernet, and I think this might have been curry, and this is probably marigold, and then a little bit of brown. So I could duplicate that. I don't know if I want to work that. What did I can't tell if that's black or if that's ash. Well, we could try to duplicate it. So let's get out those colors. So I have ash and black here already. So I will pull out the other colors. Let's see. There is pesto. That's meadow. I don't even know if these probably, none of them will be even. There's Hey Pumpkin. There's Marigold. Let's get out. There's Cabernet and there's Lagoon. So I need to pull this up again so I can kind of see. I think I did another yellow. That's kind of what it looks like. Bumblebee. I may not need all three yellows since there's not a sunflower. So we'll see which of these actually will work. Get that out of the way. Okay. And I do want to show you something actually. I found this, I think I may have shown it to you before. It is super, it's called Super Thick Tintable Medium. And I used it yesterday, and I just mixed some acrylic paint in it. So my Dream Car bright pink ink, or my bright pink paste, was a no-go, but I really wanted to use um, a pink paste. So I used that tintable medium and a little bit of pink acrylic paint, and it worked a lot like chalk paste. So it's pretty thick. I used a palette knife, I put it in a color tray, added a little bit of acrylic paint, and it worked perfect. I just made sure that I cleaned my transfer super quick, but I got it at Hobby Lobby. So if you're in a pinch, and some of your pastes have dried up and you need a little bit of paint, or a little bit of paste in a certain color and you don't have it, you might pick up some of this tintable base because it worked really well. So that's what I used for the pink. Yeah, well, Benita says I have a lot of patience to work with all those colors. About 99% of me wants to just do it all in ash and call it good. Because I have seen the home transfer done in just all one color, and it looked really sharp. I also thought about just doing all of the floral accents, maybe in like a pesto, and then just do the words in an ash color. But I don't know how that would work either. So I don't know what to do. Part of me just wants to be lazy and do one color, because then I could move on to a different project, which I might do, because I have all of these notebooks here that I would like to paste on as well. I won't get them all done, but so you guys can help me vote. Should we do project A would be doing this all fancy with all different colors, or project B would be doing this all one color, and then I could move on to some notebooks. So you pick. What do you want to see, A or B? Jason says use the easy button. And I don't have a preference. While you're deciding, I'm going to flip the transfer over and just write on the back side the name of the transfer, because if you've been around a while, you know that these are reusable. So because they're reusable, I need to return it to the backer sheet, and I need to know that this is the back side, so that's why I wrote on the back. Benita says if I do it all in ash, I can dress it up with a nice bow. Yeah, but I won't have room for a bow unless I bring the design up and then leave this for a bow. Or do I take it down and put the bow up there? Okay, so now you have some other choices to make. Bow on the top or bow on the bottom? Because I think I need to bring it up or down if I'm going to put a bow on it. I hadn't intended to do that, but we certainly can. I could also just do some twine and just some plain, not these, but just beads. Oh, I should have showed that one. Benita says down and then wrap with jute like you do on some of your other projects. Okay, we're going with that. Sounds good to me. Okay, so now I need my fuzz cloth. Need to get it started, so I just kind of roll my finger down here. I do flip these over, the bigger ones, and I pull the backer sheet off of the transfer stencil. I don't know if you've watched any other Chalkateur designers, but I've noticed that, and even on the chalk site, they're calling them stencils. So before, when I first started, calling these stencils was taboo, but now it seems like they're getting called stencils again. I'm not going to wax the surface. I sanded it really good. With the newer, thinner transfers, it doesn't seem to be as much of an issue. If you you can, but you don't always have to. So what I'm doing right now is what we call fuzzing the transfer. Because it is a sticky back, I just want to knock back a little bit of the adhesive. It'll kind of come back once we wash the transfer. So right now I'm just kind of knocking back a little bit of that adhesive with my fuzz cloth. All you need is a terry cloth towel. Oh, it is pretty sticky. Okay, you talked me into it. I am going to wax. It is fairly sticky. Better be safe than sorry. I can put all these away. So you can use, wax is just going to be a barrier between my painted surface and the adhesive back of my transfer. You can use surface wax. It's available on my chalk site. And then we also have these wax applicators, which are handy dandy. But I still have this ginormous tub of wax from when I started in 2018, and so I just need to keep using it. Plus, it is my favorite. It is my preference. But you don't need a whole lot. Just need to get some on your applicator, or you can use strips of a washcloth, an old holey sock. If you have a t-shirt that has holes in it, cut that up. Oops. You can, I've cut up microfiber towels. Here's an old t-shirt. Again, holey socks. So you just need to apply it to your wood surface. And it's also going to help your surface even out a little bit, because as you warm up that wax when you're rubbing it, it'll kind of fill in some of those nooks and crannies. And when you have it good and rubbed in, you flip the wax applicator over to the microfiber side. And then it's just going to smooth out all of that wax. I did sand this one pretty good, as you might be able to tell from the edges. Here's kind of what I don't know if I can catch, there's some of that sheen from the wax. You can see it. Again, you don't need a whole lot. Put that away. Okay. So we're moving it down. I have to remember that. Whoops. Help if I put it on right side up. So I'm just going to eyeball it. My sign is almost, my piece of wood is almost 12 by 18. So just going to kind of use the edges. That is not even. fairly even. So now I'm just going to burnish. Okay, I'm going to get out an angled squeegee. I don't even know if these are still available. They have different edges on them, so they're going to move a lot of paste around. So I'm going to tilt my board a little bit. And actually, so this is the color Ash. It's one of the en vogue colors for this that came out in the fall. This squeegee is a little awkward to get in the tub, so I'm just going to use one of those stir sticks. I want to move this pretty fast. Let's get some of that excess over here. There we go. So I'm just pulling it. I don't want the front edge of my paste to dry. Now I just want to try to get out some of those squeegee lines. But I do have it handy over there in case I missed a spot, and we're just going to pull up. Easy peasy, less than 20 minutes. And it's going to take 5 minutes to clean it with some water. Ugh, there's something about a dark gray or black and white design that just, gets me. Okay, I'm going to go put this in my tub of water. Well, I'm going to spray it down in my tub. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to get, let's see, I'm going to put all of this back in here before I sit down. I was going to go get some beads. I don't have a whole lot of extra, which is nice. Put my lid back on. Put that over there. Jason says gorgeous. Benita says she loves it being all one color on that white. There's just something about a black and white design that I just love it. Oh. So I just found some beads, excuse me, in my stash. I think the paint I used faux or Waverly Antique Wax to faux stain it, and then I used Waverly Snow White and just distressed it. Just kind of that rough paint, and then I sanded the heck out of it. Okay, so let's get our twine. think I remember I found a whole roll the other day. I didn't know I had. Was going through stuff the other day, trying to clean a little bit, and found a whole new roll of twine I forgot I bought. Let's make sure this is dry first before we get started, before we get too far. And there's also a Valentine's Day sale going on. You can shop 25 to 75% off any Valentine's Day styles. And they've added some past transfers in there. So there's a couple of Valentine's Day transfers where you can get like 6 designs. If I remember, I'll show them to you later because I actually have them over here. This would be pretty in a navy color as well. So if you used cadet or home, it would be really striking. Okay. Oops. Okay. I might need. Okay, let's just. I don't know if that's going to be too thick. All of mine was either too thick or too thin. That one might be better, actually. I think this one's too thick. That's stuck back in there. Okay, let's use this one. So we're just going to wrap it around. I kind of like to do the whole cattywampus kind of thing. Some sea sauce. And then I'm just going to tie a knot. And then so that my knot doesn't shift like this back and forth, I always take my tails and I take this one up and I take this one over and then I'll tie it again just once. And then you can kind of shift these. And then my knot doesn't, then it's not pulling up or down. Okay, and then I'll need a twisty tie. Can't decide which size. think we'll use the smaller ones. So I'm going to pull out my skinnier jute. Just going to cut a hunk off. We're going to tie a knot in one end, a couple of knots in one end, so our bead doesn't pull through. It's been a while since I've gotten the beads out. Okay. So I think we'll do at least 6. So we'll have 3 on each side, but maybe we'll do 8. I don't know. We'll have to see. So I'm just threading these on. And if you have issues threading things on, you can use a twisty tie as kind of a needle. So I just put my twine through a loop I made by doubling the twisty tie up, and then because it's flexible and squishable, you squish the twisty tie and it now becomes your needle. Although this might be kind of big for these smaller beads, so you might have to find a smaller twisty tie. You could also use a piece of thread the same way, or you can get a piece of Scotch tape or washi tape and kind of roll it on the end. And you can make a kind of reinforced tip that way. I think that bead might be my issue. About 5. 6. I think I want to go a little longer. So we'll do 8, maybe even 10. I don't know. You could paint these with the ash chalk paste to make them the same color. You could paint them white. You could distress them. They'd be really pretty in the faux stained color as well. I want 2 more. Well, get in there. If all else fails, get your pokey tool out and poke it. Okay. Put those away. So I'm going to leave a little bit of slack just so that it won't be so loose. So I'm going to kind of put my knot right there. Might be too much slack, but I'd rather it. So we're just going to lay that there. And then I'm going to get our jute back out. And we're just going to make some loops. So I make one loop on this side, and then I make another loop. We've got 2 loops on each side. Now we've got 3. We'll do one more. And then I usually add a few extra, just a long piece for a few more tails. So it looks like we have an equal amount of tails for loops. And then we're just going to tie that onto our what we've already tied on here. There we go. And then if it's still a little floppy, we can put a little, let's see if my glue gun will turn on. You can put a little spot of hot glue back there to keep it sturdy. Put this away. That turned out super cute. And then these will fray. You could knot these or just kind of leave them the way they are. Like that turned out super cute. Good idea, Miss Bonita. Okay, so we'll let our glue gun heat up here. While I'm waiting for that, let's pick out, I'm going to do maybe we'll work on 3 notebooks. Bonita says that looks great. Okay, so I'm going to get some of my A transfers out. Jason says he loves it. Turned out really pretty. I appreciate all of the input and the help. Sometimes my brain just doesn't. I really love it with just the one color. It's super sharp. And let me check and make sure this one, I'm pretty sure it's still available. Real quick. Yep, it is still available. Okay, so let's get this glued down. So I'm just going to put a spot of glue back here. Just so that doesn't go flopping all over the place. So I will have this available at the vendor event at the Tony's Pizza Event Center this Friday and Saturday. It's Friday from 2 to 8 and Saturday, let's look. I don't remember. I need to put it on my business page. 9 to 3. So 2 to 7 on Friday, the 22nd or 23rd, and 9 to 3 on Saturday. And it's supposed to be kind of crappy weather, so we shall see. Okay, so let's put this away. We are done with it. This is what it ended up looking like. Super pretty. Love it. I have another board. I may have to make a second one. Okay, so we decided on these 3 notebooks for tonight. So I pulled out all of my Evergreen A's. So I just have all of my A's. I have them stored by size. So actually there are B's in here, but because these are smaller, they're more A sized, they're in with my A's. That's kind of, I store them by size of surface. And I need to get them a little more organized because they are a disaster. So I just need to kind of see what would fit. That one's kind of cute. I have transfers everywhere though. And then I just put I put their packaging behind it so that way it acts kind of as a placeholder. It's too big, but that might work for something like that. Just trying to see what might fit. Never used this one. That one might be kind of fun. No. It might fit. I'll have to consider that one. I have never used it. I was it was pre-used before I got it. I still love this. I am very busy. I think that one would work. That was perfect for a cute little notebook. We could do 2 of those. Cute but crazy. Most of these are probably going to be too big for those. I may have to go to my trusty mini icons. Small notebook, whatever you're thinking, think bigger. Is that on the, that's on the Dolly Parton one, isn't it? That one's a very good option. Oh, this one's, it says it's oh no, it says it's Halloween. And then I just write on the spine what they are. I have evergreen. I definitely misread that one. I have a lot of my mini icons in here just because I've been using them a lot lately for fridge magnets. But these are all the Ace, and then I keep If they're new and still in on the chalk side, I keep my A's in here if they're new, and then I have one for B's. I was gonna see. Could do a Snoopy one. It's a bit too big. There's so many I haven't used. Ugh. I'm really tempted with this one, but I think it's a bit too. Nope, it'll fit. I think we'll do that one. I have something in mind. So then I will leave this in here so that I know that that's where it goes back. Oh, and I don't know if I've ever shown you this. For some of these A's, I take two 5.5 by 8.5 sheet protectors. So these are like the half sheet protectors, and I tape them together, and then that way they're not sliding all over the place, and I can see 4 at a time. Just some little helpful hints. Okay, so let's check in here. It might be in a big pile somewhere because I was just using it. I think this one has been added back to the last chance. I think they found some. Oh. Take better care of your transfers than I do. One of these might work. I'll keep that one out because that one's a possibility if I can't find the other one. I don't know what I did with it because I know I used it the other day. I don't know where I might have put it. Let's see. Okay, let me go see if it's over here. It's probably over here. I don't know where that one's at currently. So we will use one of these. We'll use this one. I think that'll work. Okay. Benita says she likes that one too. Okay, so we'll work on these three. So when you're working with paper, you definitely need to fuzz. I think I'm going to get Shimmer Frost, or I wonder what Disco would look like. Let's stick with Shimmer Frost. And then for the ice cream cone, we'll use Camel, hopefully, bright white, and I think, oh yeah, I've got raspberry sorbet. So that'll be for the ice cream cone and Snoopy. This will be for that. I think we'll use Dune for that one, just because I have I think I messed up my paper, and so I added the wood grain to the bottom. So we'll do this. We'll knock this one out pretty quick. So we're going to fuzz this one. This one is from the Make Today Awesome. It was the December 2023 Club Couture. And it's not terribly sticky, but because we're working with paper, this isn't even chalk suede paper. So these were just dollar store, Dollar General, Walmart little mini steno pads. They have the bright colored cover on them, and I just put some, I actually took this off and added black cardstock to the cover to kind of cover up the funky. I think I have a tutorial on I've done these before on other lives. So I know there's one on my YouTube channel from where I've done these before. I'm going to drop it down because I usually like to add a little tassel or something, or some ribbon embellishments to the coil. Let's put a few of these out here. Okay, take this off. I have a bad habit of leaving those on there. So this is Dune. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my squeegee, and I'm just going to do all one color. Probably, I don't remember if I've waxed paper or not. Guess we'll find out. I think it kind of discolors it, so I don't think I do. Okay, so the key with paper is to pull straight up, not back on itself. So don't pull it back like this. You need to pull it straight up toward the ceiling, and then your transfer won't curl on you. There's that. You are enough. So I'll just pop that back on there. I think notebooks are one of my favorite things to make, if I'm being honest. This one is a little bit thicker of a transfer. It's from 2020, so it was manufactured differently than the previous one I just used. So it's going to react a little bit differently. But it feels sticky, but it's not sticky, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to use the notebook. I'm going to line up the notebook and the transfer. I have a little wrinkle right there, so I'm just making sure that I think I have another one that I have not that I have already opened. Okay. So this is Shimmer Frost, so it has a little bit of glitter suspended in it. So if you like glitter without the mess of glitter, these are perfect. They also don't dry as fast. And who doesn't love a little bit of sparkle? You might notice a little bit of glitter residue on your transfer after you clean it. Otherwise, it is definitely non-messy glitter. Oh, my S didn't get. Ew. Shouldn't have put it away yet. See if that helped. Ta-da! Love that one. I don't know if you can see the shimmer in there at all. Fun. And then this Snoopy one. Okay. Let's move that one over and that one over. Okay, so I have a kind of a thought in my head of pasting this, and then once it's dry, I may not do it on camera, but going back in with matching markers and drawing in, coloring in the color, kind of like when you can, I think it would look cool to be drawn in on the black paper. So we'll have to see. But it says perfect. So that's my vision for this one. You could even go back in with a little bit of, I wouldn't maybe not water down the paste, but you could go back in and paint with the paste. But if you water it down, this is just cardstock, so it's not going to take the water very well. Okay. So this is the Snoopy Peanuts, the Peanuts ice cream cone transfer. It's part of the Chalk Couture Peanuts collaboration. Okay. I'm just going to start from the bottom up. I think I'm going to use some multi-tools. I may not use 3. Let's just use 1. So this is our multi-tool. It is about 1/4 of an inch squeegee, and then this other end you're supposed to use it to stir your paste. I need to be doing that and cleaning up a lot of my paste tub jars. It works pretty much kind of like a pen or a pencil or a paintbrush. It's great for those hard to reach places, the small places. Okay, so I'm going to pull that portion up. And again, pull up toward the ceiling. So there's the ice cream cone. And then I'm just going to burnish. I think we're going to give him some pink ice cream. This is raspberry sorbet. I'm going to turn my project. I want to paste away from the camel color. And we'll do all these little sprinkles. Kind of even everything out. Let's get that pulled. I'm just going to drop that back down and burnish where Snoopy is. Pop that lid on. And then we'll come in with the white. We'll have to come back in and color parts of this, but I will do that. Maybe as a pre-recorded. Come in here and get his ear. Okay. His ear's not very smooth, but the white started to dry. Yeah, the white started to dry a little bit, but that's okay. So there is the makings of Snoopy, but we'll come back in and we'll color all of that. Okay. That was fun. Got a lot done. So we have our 3 notebooks. I'll just add some cute little beaded yarn tassels to those. We'll color that one in. And then I'll show you from the front facing that we did this. Oops. There you go. I think that one turned out really pretty. I appreciate your help on all that one. So go check out my chalk site. This one's available. And don't forget, we still have lots of last chance. We have some Valentine's Day on sale. We have the cute creative kickstart that's pictured right there. Mine comes in tomorrow, so I'll be showing it to you on Wednesday. Benita says the notebooks are absolutely adorable. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for all your help this evening picking out what our colorway and our embellishments. Yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I'll have to make myself one. Okie doke, I'll be back again on Wednesday, and then that will probably be my last live for the week because I'll be busy on Friday and Saturday at that vendor event. But if you are local to me, I'd love for you to come and say hi. I do believe there is a small admission fee, but it's not very much. There'll also be concessions. There'll be a food truck. I'm not quite for sure how many vendors, but there'll be quite a few. It's the first time they've done this, so I hope that it goes well so we can have more. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this evening, and I will see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching.